Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another car vlog. Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the driving at very high speeds. We're driving back on a Sunday afternoon from a car show. Juno's in the back. I brought Juno with. Might not have been a good idea. I don't know. But nothing bad happened. Just Juno was a little bit, there's a lot of activity, a lot of other dogs there actually. And I felt bad like leaving her at home, so I decided to bring her to this car show. But I think having Juno there distracted me then from the car show. So I don't know, in the future, maybe not bringing Juno to the car shows. But anyway, yeah, it's like a good hour, well, on a good day, it's an hour drive. I've got more than that on the way back here because, of course, Sunday at 2:50 p.m., traffic in Seattle in both directions, in all directions. Why? Because Seattle. But, yeah, went to a car show, this one in particular. I hope you can hear me, by the way. I moved the camera. I discovered and thought, and with great genius decided when I was talking about how that new microphone I have sits on top of the GoPro, it makes it hard to put on the windshield because it runs into the windshield angle, the angle of the windshield, the angle of the dangle. I've got it dangling now. You can mount it upside down. Mounting it upside down, so now you're way over there. I don't have any idea what this frame looks like, if it's centered or crooked or whatever, or if you can even hear me way over there. But hopefully you can. Hello, hi, how are you? Sorry. So yeah, decided to go to this car show a bit of a ways out. It was called the Old School Reunion. It's all pre-88, I think is their cutoff, Japanese and European cars. I did not, obviously, this is the Subaru. I would have, and I wanted to, when I first heard about this, I wanted to bring the Corolla, but the Corolla is not in a position, where I'm comfortable driving it, let alone driving it an hour. It's definitely got to be a vacuum problem, because I think I've narrowed it down to it rears its ugly head when I am at stop signs and stoplights and intersections, because that's where I'm hitting the brakes, and since it has power brakes, the power brake booster pulls vacuum, so whenever I hit the brakes, vacuum goes to the brake booster and not to the engine, wherever that signal may be going wrong, and then the engine dies. I can keep it running in the garage. I could keep it running in the garage. I used to be able to keep it running in the garage. I've been fiddling with the carb, and I think I fiddled too far, so now I gotta start over again. But, yeah, so I'm messing with it. I've gotten frustrated at it. But now, it's coming from this car show, looking at the condition in which these cars are, the vast majority of them, I feel a lot better about the Corolla. Aside from the fact that it's bone stock. There weren't that many Corollas. A few. A lot of the generation after mine, the early 80s ones. And a lot of them just had, like, completely swapped engines. There were a few, there was a 78 wagon, and it wasn't in the car show, but it was parked next to me. There was I don't know what year it was, 76 or 75 fastback, which had the Japanese bumpers on it, so I was inspecting how they attached it, and they had, either it had come that way, or they also found the brackets, because they used the actual OEM bracket to attach the bumpers, which is a problem I still need to solve. In addition to actually keeping the engine running, is attach the new bumper to the front. But that's beside the point. Yeah, the car show was all right. Went down there, got in there about 11:30. It's about 3, like I just said. I don't think the organizers planned for such a big event. This is apparently their 10th year. I've been watching their like Facebook page, and they're like, "Oh, we sold out. Oh, okay, here's more tickets available, or more spots." It doesn't seem. It worked. It was an okay show. If it was a nicer day, I feel like they would have been overwhelmed. Like they only had one entrance, one ticket booth, which there was a line of cars for registration trying to get in at 11, even though it had opened at 9. They didn't have enough porta potties. they had just like sets of 2 paired around the area, and nobody was really organizing. Thank you, Susan. Nobody was really like directing traffic, particularly the non car show traffic, like me, visitors, just viewers, observers, to like where to park. So there's just like a big field. The whole thing was in a big field, but there was the big field that was for spectator parking, and there was no rhyme or reason. There was no cones or paint on the grass. And if you ever try to get a bunch of people to just make their own parking lot as they're parking, it doesn't work. If you come from anywhere where it snows, it's pretty much like after it has snowed like an inch and you can't see the parking lot lines anymore. It's just chaos and anarchy. Like there's people boxed in, and so yeah, I mean, I don't know that I can have many criticisms. This is my first time going to this car show, but yeah, it was raining on and off, and then there was a good downpour there about just before 2, where everybody started to drive off and leave. So that's when I figured I would leave too. I'd made a couple passes around the show. A lot of Datsuns, a lot of old Toyotas, and the European side of the show was pretty much overwhelmed by Volkswagens, the Beetles, the vans, lots of the the Volkswagen vans. And I've got to get over here. Traffic! I will do right here, why not? Whoa. Nailed it. Almost literally into this GMC Sierra. And yeah, and there were a few, there was like must have been a club or a family or something. There were 3 Ladas, the Russian cars that the Jalopy car was based off of, and that was interesting. Those were in really good shape, actually. A lot of Celicas, like first-gen Celicas, and a lot of just the Japanese cars. A lot. It was a lot of what you would assume the classic Japanese. A lot of these stanced JDM. Not really like Fast and Furious. I think that era is post 1988, but a lot of ratty cars just kind of piecemealed together, which was interesting. If I had brought my Corolla, it would have been the nicest Corolla there, which is saying a lot for it. It would also probably have been the only bone stock one. So I really didn't, unfortunately, get too much information or ideas for the Corolla, just because there either weren't that many, or the ones that were there were a different generation, or they were all stanced out and had all weird stretched wheels on the rims. And
slow down on I-405 north in 1 mile.
Oh, thanks. Oh,
present.
Jesus. It's just a bunch of red. It's just a bunch of red on Google Maps. Fantastic. I'm actually going to turn on the AC. I really hope that's not blowing on the microphone. That would be bad. Let me make sure that's not the case. So yeah, it was interesting. I think now that I own an old car, it seems like I would get the most out of going to car shows by bringing a car. I'm starting to realize that car shows aren't necessarily for spectators so much as they are for the people who bring the cars to the car shows to show off their car and talk about it, but also meet other people with similar interests and stuff like that. They're like little mini conventions, like video game conventions as PAX and things like that for us nerds. Nerds! But car shows are conventions for car owners. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting the Corolla up and running and seeing all these cars, like I said, in the condition they're in, makes me feel a lot better about mine. But it's like a double-edged sword. It makes me feel good about mine that it doesn't matter that I'm holding in the tachometer centered with a rubber band. It doesn't matter that I'm missing a sun visor and the dash is all cracked to hell. But also, the double-edged side of that is that mine is so stock and the body in such good condition, I don't want to touch it. Like, I don't want to mess it up because but it's not, there's nothing significant about a 77 Corolla base model two-door coupe. So yeah, I don't know. Some ideas. Honestly, the wheels. I think today I might actually meet somebody about the Celica Supra wheels that Cone talked me into looking into. I only saw 2 sets of those on cars.
600 feet,
Even
right
in LA. Thanks, Susan. I'm talking to the people, Susan. I only saw 2 sets of those wheels, and they weren't on Celica Supras. One of them was actually on a 81 Corolla, and then there was another set. I forgot what car it was on, but they had like plasti-dipped them black, and that doesn't look good. So I thought maybe I should get like kind of fancier wheels, or the kind of the race spoked wheels. I don't know what they're all called, but basically every other car there had the type of wheel that I was thinking maybe I should get this type of wheel. Now I don't think so, because everybody's got them. Everybody's got them. I'll be happy to be the one Celica owner who has a set of also Toyota wheels, but from Supra Celicas. Did I say Celica? Corolla. Whatever. So I think that'll be a unique look at it. Also, I noticed what I'm actually missing, if I am missing a center console in the Corolla. It's basically just a kind of an armrest hub that covers the handbrake, parking brake. And it looks weird to me because it's just a bare metal and the mount of the parking brake. So I'm missing that. Lord knows if I'll ever be able to find that. But yeah, it was a car show. Didn't really talk to too many people. The longest conversation I had was with somebody asking and talking about Juno, because they themselves were interested in getting an Australian cattle dog. There's a certain type of person, I think, and not to generalize, but to generalize, who's into these types of cars, and like I said, the tuning and the stancing and the lowering and the big There weren't that. There were a few cars that had like the big billet wheels or whatever, but there's a certain person and a certain personality, and that is not who I am. I need to find the old, just boring, laid-back people who work on cars, and not the totally awesome dude. Right, oh, I just did this, that, you know, that person, that guy. There were also girls there. I don't know what they talk like, but I don't know what girls talk like. It's a mystery. Yeah, and I suppose that just takes, I feel more close in personality to like the classic American car show guys who have like the old Falcons and Bel Airs and stuff, because they're usually older guys who restore them and stuff. But anyway, I digress. It was interesting. It was a time. I'm glad I did it. I wish the weather was better. Got rained on a couple times. Upon further review, oh shoot, I'm gonna get stuck here if I don't exit. Sorry, everybody. Sidebar, where Texas has their on-ramps and off-ramps, like suddenly you're on the highway, Seattle makes it so it's kind of like American Truck Sim, where you're just driving along in a lane and you think it's all hunky-dory, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is actually an exit lane. Suddenly, you'd better make a decision quick. And in this case, it's bumper-to-bumper traffic, except for in the exit lane, so you better slam on your brakes and jump over like I just did, or else you're just going to be getting off. Excuse me? How could anybody complain about that? But, yeah. It was nice to bring Juno. She was good. The few dogs she met, she ended up being mad at. And that's always fun. But she was good. But yeah, I think in the future, it was either Juno or my camera, my DSLR. I just have a Canon T5i that I was gonna bring to try to like take some pictures, and there were a lot of people doing that. So I think the next car show, wherever it may be, I'll bring the camera instead of the Juno. And hopefully it's closer than... I still have 40 minutes left in this drive, and I've already been on it for 30. So yeah. Didn't take much away from it. A lot of... I mean, the big thing I took away is, yes, the vast majority of these old carbureted cars, they've replaced the stock carburetor with a Weber carburetor, which is something I would like to do. And I'm considering maybe I should just do that instead of trying to get it work in its current config with the crummy stock carburetor. That probably won't solve the complete problem, but it'll simplify troubleshooting for sure. So I don't know. It's all on the list. It's all on the list. What else is going on? I don't know. What's going on with you? I'm kind of headachy. I don't know if it was because it's 3 and I haven't eaten since breakfast at like 9. I had a few granola bars and I've been sipping on water. But I'm pretty headachy. I've also been wearing a hat. I got a hat and it fits. It's actually kind of big. Hold up. Big hat. It's a size 8. It's a White Sox hat, in case you can't see it. But I like that it's all blacked out, that it's not like obnoxiously sports. So it fits. But I think I'm just not used to it. It's good to keep my bald head from burning in the sun. But it gives me a headache just having, it's not like tight or anything, it's just having something on my head for an extended period of time. Like right here is just like in my brain place, and behind my eye is kind of sore. let me think. What else? So yeah, still working on the Corolla. I don't know that I'm gonna do any vlogs. I've said this every single time I mention it, but I kind of wanted to, but then I like backed off on, you know, doing like Kurt's Garage, just like Cone's Garage or whatever, where I do an overview of what I'm doing. Just because it takes me so damn long. Like, I've started this carburetor problem, and I've had the air cleaner off, and I just got frustrated and gave up one day, and I haven't touched it in like over a week. So yeah, I would like to do driving vlogs in the Corolla, if I could be at all legible. What's the word I'm looking for? Is it legible? No, that's like reading. If you could hear what I'm saying, if you could barely hear what I'm saying in this car, in that car, it actually, I don't know, it might be quieter. It's made of a lot more heavy metal. But, yeah, like driving vlogs, or maybe like let's go to a car show vlog from the Corolla, I think would benefit better. I've even considered, oh, maybe I should do like a live stream from the garage. But even that, I end up fiddling here and doing that and unplugging this and then realizing I want to do this, and then I have no organization. Pretty much to my entire life, really, but I have no organization to my or mythology, method to my madness, or mythology, you know, gods, goddesses. So yeah, I think that might be the case of separating my content from away from working life. Is the Corolla, like working on the Corolla. I'm kind of doing that for myself, for a hobby, instead of turning it into something that I can monetize and share and socialize and get a live chat going and comment board, you know. So I think that is something worth proclaiming right off the bat. I still do need a whiteboard. I need a whiteboard. I need a board that is white so that I can organize my madness a little bit. Make a list of all the things I want to do. Find that stupid central handbrake cover. Oh boy. What else? Juno's doing fine. She's napping back there. She's still Juno. I still feel bad that I haven't gone hiking again since proclaiming the month of May. Oh, I did. I bought a new pair of hiking boots. I feel like they're kind of big. I bought them on sale, the Memorial Day sale at REI. They're a size 13, and unfortunately, from what I thought, they only, after size 12, they only go in full sizes. I tried on the size 12s. They were good. My left foot is a little bit bigger than my right foot, so I was concerned about my left foot, the toes, getting crunched, getting damaged, losing a toenail again. If you go hiking, you know what I'm talking about. So I decided to go with the 13s, but the 13s feel like too much room, and then my ankle, there's too much room in my ankle, too wobbly. Sorry, I'm trying to get like a bottle of water going here. But I went on the actual Salomon website, and they did have a 12.5, and it seemed like the last one. So I ended up paying full price, and it's being shipped to me and should arrive next week, and we'll see. I have a feeling that maybe it was a mistake on the website, and I'm going to end up with a 12 or a 13. Because nowhere else have I seen a 12.5 in this boot. This hiking boot. So we'll see. Otherwise, I'm thinking of just taking back the pair to REI for a 12. The 12 was fine, as long as I don't purposefully stub my toe. And I think it would be even more fine if I wear lightweight socks as opposed to I normally wear like heavyweight cushion hiking socks. If I wear lightweight hiking socks, I think we'll be all right. I'm also concerned, and the thing that happens is all the padding in the shoe, as you wear it, the padding flattens out, and you end up getting more space in the shoe. So with the 13, it'll be even bigger than it feels now. This has been an extended chat about shoes. An extended shoe chat here. What else? Oh yeah, I guess my birthday's coming up. Meh. Nuts to that, I say. No, I don't. It's just not a deal. It's not a big deal. Not a little deal. It's just not a deal. There's just not a deal. Birthday's coming up. I know everybody's starting to talk about PAX West here in Seattle. The tickets all sold out. I just got a Friday badge for myself. And I'd be fine if that's the only day I go. I mean, obviously I want to go and see everybody who's coming into town. There's various, I'm not going to put anybody on the spot, but there's various other people in the communities who are saying they're going to come for PAX West here. So hopefully that all goes smoothly and we can hang out with friends and things. But yeah, even PAX, I know PAX South is pretty much like, there's nothing happening here at PAX South. PAX West is still big and has a lot of stuff going on for the actual convention. But even just the convention itself, I'm just like, I've seen it all. There's really nothing that the expo hall can show me that I'm interested in. Even the panels, they all seem like they're the same panels happening over and over and over. And I'm like, I could live without the panels. I mean, there's more educational YouTube videos and podcasts I could watch instead of panels. And PAX West is the expensive one. They don't sell weekend passes. They sell just daily $50 a day, as opposed to, what is it, $30 a day for PAX South, or $75 for the 3-day pass. So yeah, it's a spicy meatball for sure. But yeah, I'll obviously, I'm not sure what the deal is, if I'm planning on staying downtown, or maybe I can just commute every day to hang out. Might be better. That's like, everybody's talking about it. I'm like, that's in September, or end of August, September. That's like 3 months away, 2 months away, 2.5 months away. How is everybody still already planning for this? Slow down. It's too much, man. You're too close. Indeed. So yeah, wow, this is, what else? This has gone on for like 30 minutes. I suppose somebody will ask, what was the favorite thing you saw at the car show? I don't know. It was probably one of the negatives. I was too distracted trying to make sure Juno wasn't getting stepped on, or wasn't getting too close to other dogs, or I was keeping an eye on her, that I really didn't take time to like sit and look. There were quite a few Datsun S30s, the 240, 260, 280Zs, quite a few. I wish I had like seen somebody. I would have been like, can I sit in it? I want to know if I fit. They look bigger than they appear on the road. On the road, you compare them to all the other cars, and they're tiny. But standing next to them, like, this is actually a good size. But the interior, the interior is what I'm worried about. The seats themselves almost touch the roof line, and if they're anything like the seats of the Corolla, I am much taller than them. So we'll see. I'm sure I'll be fine. I fit inside a Corolla from 1977. It'll be fine. Otherwise, I do like all the Celicas. I'm gonna become a Toyota guy accidentally if I'm not careful. The old first gen Celicas, a lot of fastbacks, but I don't like those are the popular ones. They look kind of like a Mustang, the Japanese Mustang. But even the coupes, the non-fastback coupes, I dig the look, man. I dig it. So those are pretty rare, but they're certainly not, at least yet, they're not having the market saturation price surging that the Datsun Z cars are having, which is just crazy. I feel like in the past 2 years, even when I just started looking at them, I've watched the prices climb thousands and thousands of dollars, almost like double for the sorts of thing I was looking at. I'm like, oh geez, I should have bought one when I was originally looking at them in Arizona, and rust-free one. But that's not the reason to get into classic cars. They're not investment pieces. If they're investment pieces, then you might as well just invest. What else? Ooh, hello. What else do you know? I don't even think you can see her back there. She's just laying down. Yeah. No, I think that's about it. I think that's about it. I mean, I think the Ladas were cool to see. The one had the roof rack. That was like from the Jalopy game. The roof rack. Whoa, hello. Everybody just randomly slamming on your brakes. That's how traffic jams start, don't you know? Accordioning. We're driving through by Bellevue now. For those of you remembering Eidolon, where did the Bellevue beacon go? No, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully, thanks for hearing as well. Hold on. Blind spots. Oh, I missed the express lane. Nah, nuggets. Yeah, thanks for watching. This is the most I talk in a car, by the way. Anybody who has ever been a passenger of a car that I'm driving, or even just a passenger myself in, know that I am a dead silent car companion. Very boring, not recommended. No. So yeah, it's been a vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, or in the next video, or whatever's happening. I'll see you in that. Indeed, wiggly eyebrows, up eyebrows, browse the web. I browse the web. Do you? Yes, I do. All right, stop talking, Kurt. You're done.